We're on Cadia right now, and that is the will of eternity. A black stone fortress that's about to crash into the planet and break it into pieces. We're about to witness the fall of Cadia, possibly the biggest disaster in the Imperium's history. But wait, hold on a second. Before I show you this, there are some things you really need to know first. You need to understand just why this planet in particular is so very important. How the loss of Cadia unleashed horrors upon the galaxy like nothing that's ever happened before. But to explain that, we have to travel back in time, some 10,000 years back, to the center of the Eldar Empire. We are here, on the eve of the fall of the Eldar, the day before the Eye of Terror is created. It looks normal, doesn't it? Tomorrow, the fourth Chaos God Slanesh will rip and tear itself into existence. Here, where psychic souls are plentiful, she will devour nearly all of them. And in doing so, the warp will spew out into real space and claim the region for itself. The Eye of Terror as we know it. A gigantic hurricane of warp energies. This is the foothold of chaos, in the northwest of the galaxy, Segmentum Obscurus. On this map, it looks almost small, but make no mistake, if we scale the solar system down to just this big, 1.5 meters across, then the Eye of Terror would be the size of Mount Everest. Just think of how many solar systems could fit in there. You'd be able to stack 6,000 solar systems end to end. The 6 remaining traitor Primarchs fled to the Eye after Horus failed to kill the Emperor. The Imperium attempted several crusades into the Eye, but it proved too treacherous. No ship or navigator could traverse the Eye with any level of certainty. And so, if invading and eliminating the traitor elements isn't an option, they tried the next best thing: containment. The Eye is hard to enter and hard to get out of. Only a few passageways allow travel into or out of its warm embrace. The main passageway was the Cadian Gate, with the planet of Cadia at its center. A region of predictable, stable space. This made it a primary target for the forces of chaos. If Cadia falls, chaos would be able to go wherever they like. Cadia is the key that keeps the horrors of the warp locked away. But it gets worse. Because of course it does. There's a reason why the Cadian Gate managed to keep the warp out.
It's because of these, the Cadian pylons. There's about 2,000 of these on the surface of Cadia, and they've been found on several other worlds around the Imperium. They're believed to be ancient Necron tech, intended to still the warp in their vicinity. Their presence on Cadia is why the Cadian Gate was so calm. The pylons form a blockade, and stop the warp from spreading further into real space.
If Cadia was to fall, so would the pylons. And if the pylons fell, chaos would spread who knows how far. It could corrupt the entire galaxy. And that is the real reason for why the destruction of Cadia is the biggest disaster in the Imperium's history. With Cadia destroyed, the warp claimed half the galaxy for itself. A giant scar opened up that spread from one end to the other, the Cicatrix Maledictum. The dark side of the galaxy is now known as the Imperium Nihilus, completely cut off from the Astronomicon and plunged into silence. As for Cadia, many of the remaining Cadians were evacuated from the surface before she went down. They lost their home and likely much of their families. Even after all of that, they still fight. Or did you think that the Cadians would simply lay down and die? thank you all for watching my video. This, as you can probably imagine, took a great deal of time and effort to make, so a subscribe or a comment would be greatly appreciated. To show YouTube that you enjoyed this video. I hope you did enjoy, of course. Anyway, on your way you go. See ya!